Ah! We're gonna win this thing tomorrow, Sol. I can feel it. We'll finally have our lives back on track.
Hey, Mike. You know, you've given me a lot of really great tips. I'd love to return the favor sometime.
Hey, that was a clip from the movie Monsters University. What do you think? Did you understand it? There was an idiom in it. Did you hear it? Hello, my name is Dakota, and if you've ever walked out of an English class thinking, hey, I'm beginning to really understand English only to be totally frustrated when you sat down and watched an American movie. You may have understood most of the words being spoken, but you couldn't understand the meaning. Having a clear understanding of English is so important, whether it's being used in school, social situations, or in your professional life. English has become the common world language, and regardless of why you're trying to learn it, it is essential that you understand the true meaning of what is being said. To do so, you must understand idioms and phrasal verbs. This is why I'm making these videos. I want to help you learn about idioms and phrasal verbs, but more importantly, I want to do it in a fun and enjoyable way. Learning a new language can be so boring. I'm hoping that by using movies and TV shows, you'll be able to enjoy the learning process more. There will be 7 idioms or phrasal verbs examined in each of these videos, and there will be an initial series of videos analyzing about 100 idioms and phrasal verbs. The number of these phrases will quickly ramp up to more than 1,000 idioms and phrasal verbs as more videos are uploaded. These videos would be great for teachers as well. So sit back and relax, and let's learn about idioms and phrasal verbs.
Okay, let's take a look at our first phrase. The name of this phrase is piece of cake. The meaning of this phrase is something that is easy to do. Simple. An example of this phrase is, what? You want me to roll over? Aw, it's a piece of cake. Well, rolling over was easy. But getting up may not be so easy. Could you give me a hand? Another example of this phrase is, going up the ramp is going to be a piece of cake for me. Oh please tell me that nobody took a video of that. This boy thought going up the ramp would be very easy, but he was wrong. One last example of this phrase is,
I don't know why Mom was worried about me collecting shells. It's a piece of cake. Whoa! What's with the moving water? Yikes!
To summarize, piece of cake is something that is very easy to do. Alright, now let's take a look at some movie clips that provide examples of this phrase.
T-minus 30 seconds.
Oh no! Wait! Hold on!
Go, Jim! Get your parents out of here.
You gotta jump! Come on, it's a piece of cake! No patty cake!
In this clip, Jim is talking with the boss baby. The boss baby is really an adult, but in this scene, he changes back into a baby. Jim is trying to escape the building and tells the boss baby to jump down. Since the boss baby is now a real baby, he is unsure. Jim tells him that jumping down is a piece of cake. Jim is saying that doing this is very easy.
Do you really think we can do this like every day? Yeah, why not? This is a piece of cake.
In this clip, Bruce and Andy are taking many dogs out for a walk. Andy is worried that trying to walk so many dogs may be difficult. Bruce is not worried and says that it will be a piece of cake. Bruce is saying that it should be very easy to do.
Now I just gotta figure out how to get in there.
With the right rod and tackle, I could cast you up into that unfinished part of the factory. Should be a piece of cake.
Dad, let's go fishing.
In this clip, Flint is trying to get up to the factory where his friends are being held captive. Flint's father says that he can use his fishing equipment to send Flint up there. He says that it should be a piece of cake. Flint's father is saying that sending his son up to the factory using fishing equipment should be very easy.
Where's your house then?
Right now, let me see. Inverness Gardens, Vicarage Gate, Kensington High Street. Try and go left. That's it. Now go right. Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be tricky.
Oh yeah, and everything else has been a piece of cake.
In this clip, Rita is trying to help Roddy get back to his home in Kensington. As they are floating down looking for Kensington, Roddy says that finding his home is going to be difficult, tricky. Rita says, and everything else has been a piece of cake? Rita is being sarcastic because Rita and Roddy have been through many difficult situations before this. Great! Now let's look at our second phrase. The name of this phrase is, on the road. The meaning of this phrase is, traveling away from home or the usual place of work. An example of this phrase is, Tom is taking some time off of work to drive through the mountains. He should be on the road now. This means that Tom is currently traveling through the mountains. Another example is, I don't enjoy traveling, but I do like going on the road riding my motorcycle. It's so nice riding my bike out in the country. Here, the person is saying that they enjoy traveling on their motorcycle. The last example is, we really enjoyed the balloon festival, but it's time to get back on the road. We've got to get back to LA tomorrow. Here they are saying that they need to start traveling back to LA. To summarize, on the road means traveling to different places. Okay, now let's take a look at some movie clips that provide examples of this phrase.
The best young arm I've seen in 30 years. You've been around. You're smart. You're professional. We want you to mature the kid. We want you to room with him on the road, stay on his case all year.
In this clip, the coach and his assistant are asking Crash Davis to help develop a young rookie baseball player. The coach wants Crash to room with him on the road. The coaches are asking Crash to be his roommate when the team is traveling for games played in other cities. Therefore, when the team travels to other cities, Crash and the young baseball player will stay in the same hotel room.
Vince just asked us to go to New Mexico and Texas with him.
This is a great idea. Vincent, is this true? We all go together?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a great idea if we all hopped in a car and spent a few days on the road together.
In this clip, Vincent has just decided to take his twin brother, Julius, and his girlfriend, Linda, on a trip. Linda tells her sister, Marnie, that she can go too. Julius is very happy that they will all go on the road together. Julius, Linda, and Marnie are very excited and happy to be traveling together, but Vincent is not really happy. Once again, on the road means to be traveling away from home.
And what's your name, son?
Well, I'm Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you?
I'm Dave Shutton. I'm an investigative reporter who's on the road a lot, and I must say that in my day, we didn't talk that way to our elders.
Well, this is my day, and we do, sir.
In this clip, Dave, an investigative reporter, is talking to young Bart Simpson and his sister. Dave tells the kids that he's on the road a lot. Dave is saying that he travels a lot doing research on stories that he writes for newspapers. Fantastic! Let's continue on with our third phrase. The name of this phrase is, water under the bridge. The meaning of this phrase is, it refers to something that happened in the past and is no longer important. An example of this phrase is, my husband and I had some serious problems last year, but that's all water under the bridge. This means that those problems are in the past and forgotten. Another example is, our marketing team had all kinds of problems last year, but that's all water under the bridge at this point. This means that the problems that they had last year are in the past and no longer exist. The last example is, Martha and I were recently talking about breaking up, but that's all water under the bridge now. Our relationship is better than ever. This means that although they did have some serious problems, that's all in the past and things are going very well now. To summarize, water under the bridge refers to past events, especially disagreements, that are forgiven and forgotten. Alright, now let's look at some movie clips that provide examples of this phrase.
I'm awfully sorry. Divorce is a terrible thing, isn't it?
Oh, it can be if you haven't got the right solicitor.
Oh, now that's true. But sometimes it can drag out for months. I was lucky. Snip cut and I was free.
Oh, but of course that's all water under the bridge now, isn't it?
In this clip, Felix is talking with the Pigeon sisters about the subject of divorce. A divorce is when a husband and wife break up. After talking a while, Gwen says that their divorces are all water under the bridge now. Gwen is saying that their divorces are all events that happened in the past and should be forgotten.
I'm sorry, by the way, Professor, about earlier today. Our misunderstanding.
Oh, not at all. All water under the bridge, you know. Correct?
Well, I expect you're tired of it after all these years.
In this clip, Harry is having a problem with Weasley, who has been given a love potion. Harry asks Professor Slughorn to help reverse the love potion. During the conversation, Harry apologizes for a misunderstanding that they had earlier. The professor says, all water under the bridge. The professor is saying that Harry doesn't need to worry about this and that it's all in the past and is forgotten.
You mean beyond past Phrasal?
He's fragile. Very fragile.
Huh? I did not know that. Well, it's all water under the bridge. And we do enter the next round robin.
In this clip, the dude is talking with Walter about an event that happened in the bowling alley with Smokey. The dude tells Walter that he was wrong and shouldn't have threatened Smokey. He tells Walter that Smokey has some emotional problems. Walter says that it's all water under the bridge now. Walter is saying that the earlier events are in the past and should be forgotten. He only wants to think about bowling. So we've now finished 3 phrases. What do you think? Are you enjoying these videos? We have more of these free videos online and we're working hard to add more each week. It takes a lot of time to create this content and we could really use your help. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. By subscribing to our channel, you will be able to receive notifications whenever we upload a new video to YouTube. We really need your help. Great work! As I said, we're now going to discuss our 4th phrase. The name of this phrase is, hanging by a thread. The meaning of this phrase is, to be in a very dangerous situation. An example of this phrase is what this dog is thinking. This darn cat doesn't know it, but its life is hanging by a thread right now. It's an annoying little thing. The dog is saying that the little cat may not live very long if it keeps annoying him. Another example of this phrase is, our season is hanging by a thread. We've got to win our last 3 games of the year and we're behind 2-0 in this game. This means that the team must conquer a very difficult challenge if they want to reach the playoffs. The last example of this phrase is, my job, my relationship, my health, are all hanging by a thread at the moment because of alcohol. I'm very stressed. The man is saying that due to his problems with alcohol, his life is dangerously close to being destroyed. To summarize, hanging by a thread is to be very close to failing, dying, or resulting in a bad outcome. Alright, now let's take a look at some movie clips that provide examples of this phrase.
What should I do now?
Kill it!
Now?
No, not in the kitchen. Are you mad? Do you know what would happen to us if anyone knew we had a rat in our kitchen? They'd close us down. Our reputation is hanging by a thread as it is. Take it away from here.
In this clip, Linguini catches a rat in the kitchen of the restaurant where he works. The chef tells him to kill it. Linguini asks, "Now?" The chef says, "No. Not in the restaurant." He says that their reputation is hanging by a thread. The chef is saying that their reputation has already declined a lot and that many people would like to close their restaurant. The chef wants Linguini to remove the rat from the restaurant quickly.
Help you. Help me. Help you.
I'm sorry. You are hanging on by a very thin thread.
In this clip, Jerry Maguire, a sports agent, is talking to his only client, Rod Tidwell, a football player. Rod is a difficult client that wants a new contract from his team. Jerry begs him to be less demanding. Rod can see that Jerry is in trouble. He knows that he has no other clients. He tells Jerry he's hanging by a thread. Rod is saying that he can see that Jerry is desperate and is close to losing his business. He is happy because he knows that Jerry must do everything to take care of him, his only client.
Hey guys, what'd I miss?
Giselle's hanging by a thread.
Oh, good, I hate her.
Then you're not invited to our wedding.
There you go.
In this clip, Penny comes into the room and asks what is happening on a reality TV show everybody is watching. Howard says that one of the contestants, Giselle, is hanging by a thread. Howard is saying that the contestant, Giselle, is close to losing and very close to being removed from the show. That's terrific. We're now going to look at our fifth phrase. The name of this phrase is, in the middle of something. The meaning of this phrase is, to be busy with an activity. An example of this phrase is, I know she wants to play with me right now, but hey. I'm in the middle of watching Tom and Jerry. The cat is saying that it does not want the woman to play with it right now, because it is busy watching a cartoon. Another example of this phrase is, oh man. I was right in the middle of playing golf when this rainstorm came along. This means that the man was currently playing golf when it started to rain. He was forced to stop playing. The last example of this phrase is, I'm so sorry. I can't talk to you right now. I'm in the middle of a work project right now. I'll call you back. The man is saying that he is very busy working on a project and cannot talk at the moment. To summarize, in the middle of something means to be busy doing something. Alright, now let's look at some movie clips that show examples of this phrase.
And that blank tape. I need it, the one you erased yesterday. Will you excuse me for a second? I'm right in the middle of something, Ray. I need a little more time with this subject. Could you come back in an hour, hour and a half?
In this clip, Ray is telling Peter about some ghosts that have been sighted. Peter tells Ray that he's right in the middle of something and can't go with him to check out the ghosts. Peter is telling Ray that he is busy with a subject and can't go with him. However, Peter is really only interested in pursuing a pretty girl that is in the office.
The treatment indicate...
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't realize you were in the middle of something.
It's a conference room with glass walls.
In this clip, Wilson is in a meeting about how to treat a patient. Dr. House walks into the room and says that he didn't realize Wilson was in the middle of something. Dr. House is saying that he didn't realize that Dr. Wilson was busy with a meeting.
So you can clear out your personal belongings.
What about what I'm currently working on? I'm in the middle of something
The
that...
firm has worked out its transition plan and is prepared to move forward.
In this clip, an investment firm in New York is laying off many of its employees. Eric Dale is seen here talking with two women who are telling him that he no longer has a job at the company. Eric tells the women that he's in the middle of something, but the women interrupt him. Eric is trying to explain that he's been busy working on an important project and wants to tell the women about it. You're doing great. Let's look at our sixth phrase. The name of this phrase is back on track. The meaning of this phrase is to return to the right path. To return to the right direction. An example of this phrase is, while traveling in Europe, my boyfriend and I got lost, but luckily, I had a map so we were able to get back on track. This means that although we got lost, a map that I had helped us locate the direction we needed to go in. Another example of this phrase is, wow. Just think. A year ago, I was broke, living out of my car. However, I met a beautiful woman that got my life back on track. I want to thank her so much. This man is saying that he's very thankful to his girlfriend for helping him believe in himself and improving his life. The last example of this phrase is, my son was having all kinds of problems at school last year, but he's back on track and I'm very happy. To summarize, back on track means to return to the right direction after a mistake or failure. All right. Now let's take a look at some movie clips that show examples of this phrase.
We're gonna win this thing tomorrow, Sol. I can feel it. We'll finally have our lives back on track.
Hey, Mike. You know, you've given me a lot of really great tips. I'd love to return the favor sometime.
In this clip, Mike is talking with Sully about the big scare contest that they're involved in. Mike is feeling confident about their team and predicts that they're going to win and get their lives back on track. Mike is saying that although they've had some problems recently, winning this contest will return them to the right path and get their lives back to normal.
Hey, Mr. Hormone, check out this.
Ice skaters. God, look at them. Hey, fellas, that's what we need, man. One night with some of these skaters, we can get right back on track.
Yeah, right. We just need a night off to end our losing streak.
In this clip, there is a group of baseball players that have been losing many games recently. They notice a group of ice skaters on a nearby bus and say that spending some time with some pretty girls could get them back on track. The players are saying that if they could socialize with these beautiful girls, it could help return them to the path of winning baseball games again.
I just don't think we can make it work.
We can get back on track and everything's gonna be great.
You're just being nice. And I'm being nice. And just because we're two nice people doesn't mean we should stay together.
In this clip, Ben is trying to convince Allison to not give up on their relationship. Ben says that he feels that they can get back on track. Ben is saying that although they've had some problems, he thinks they can return to their normal relationship if they continue to try to understand each other more. Allison does not agree. She wants to break up with him. Okay, we've come to our last phrase. The name of this phrase is, snap out of it. The meaning of this phrase is, to tell someone to start being attentive. To tell someone to recover from a negative or undesirable situation. An example of this phrase is, hey. Come on, guys. Snap out of it. I want to play. We will have plenty of time to sleep when we are old. It's playtime. This puppy is asking his brothers and sisters to wake up and play. He doesn't want to sleep. Another example of this phrase is, hey John. Snap out of it. Get back to work. Here, the teacher is telling John to wake up and start studying. The last example of this phrase is, come on Karen. I know that you got your heart broken, but snap out of it. There are a lot more men out there in the world. Here, a friend is telling the girl to stop being sad and depressed about the breakup of a relationship. To summarize, snap out of it means to force yourself to stop feeling sad or depressed. It can also mean to stop being lazy or sleepy. Alright, now let's take a look at some movie clips that show examples of this phrase.
Okay, that's just weird! I love you, bro!
I know! Snap out of it! Come on! Pull!
In this clip, Buck, Crash, and Eddie are riding on a flying dinosaur. The flying dinosaur crashes into another dinosaur and loses consciousness. Buck tries desperately to revive the dinosaur before slapping it and saying, snap out of it. Buck is telling the dinosaur to become alert and be conscious again. Buck needs the dinosaur to start flying again before they crash.
Never fails. You get in the bath and there's a rub of the lamp. Hello?
Al? Al! Kid! Snap out of it!
Oh, you can't cheat on this one. I can't help you unless you make a wish. You have to...
In this clip, the genie comes out of his lantern only to find that Aladdin has been tied up and is unconscious. The genie wants to help Aladdin, but he needs to hear Aladdin request his help. He cannot help him if Aladdin doesn't wish for him to do so. The genie says, snap out of it. The genie wants Aladdin to regain consciousness and be alert and awake again.
Not the one who's been flaking out at work. I know you had this religious experience or whatever the hell that was, but you better snap out of it and get your shit together. You're gonna get canned.
Yeah, and I... Listen!
In this clip, Peter is talking with Michael about working at Initech Corporation. Michael tells Peter that he better snap out of it or he's going to lose his job. Michael is telling Peter that he should stop his bad behavior or he is going to lose his job. Congratulations, you've completed the video. I hope that you will now understand these phrases when you hear them in the future. Now, for anyone that would like to test themselves to check their comprehension, I've included a series of multiple-choice questions for you to answer. Please note that the video plays a little fast, but you can stop the video at any time to consider your answers. Good luck!